Welcome. We are going to do our Peekaboo Preschool orientation. We're just going to give you some information, go through your welcome packet, talk about some important things that we do at the beginning of the year. I am Miss Jess. I am the lead teacher. I have been at Peekaboo Preschool since it opened, so this is year 5 for us. So I'm very excited to meet a new class of children and meet their families.
And see all returning kids. We have a lot of kids coming back that aren't going off to kindergarten.
We do.
I am Miss Kim. I own the program, but I'm also one of the teachers. Jess and I work together this year to plan the curriculum and make it a great year for your kids. We have Miss Jess here 5 days a week, and Miss Kim's here not quite 5 days a week, but most days. We have a lot to go over with you guys, and we're so excited to go over some things with you guys. And feel free to email us or contact us if you have any questions based off of the information we're going to give you. We apologize in advance. This is going to be probably a little long, so wait for the kids to go to bed and put it on. So first thing we're going to go over is what was in your welcome packet. Making sure that our video is still working. I'll start first. So one of the first things parents might have seen is this first day of school poem that we gave to our new families. We know that bringing your child to preschool and leaving them in the hands of other adults can be very stressful for parents. We appreciate you trusting your child with us, and we just want you to know that we understand how hard this can be for parents, and we support you. We're here for your children, and we can promise you that we're taking good care of them. Sometimes we'll be really honest with you that this is harder for the parents than it is for the kids. They pick up on what you're dropping. So if they feel like you're confident and you're really happy and you know this is the right place for them, they're likely to have more success than if you show them that you're nervous. So that might mean that you walk out right away, go in your car, and have a few tears, because I've been there. I'm sure Miss Jess has been there. But we try not to let them see that, right? Because we want to show them that mom and dad are ready for them to be here and be independent and be successful. And if we ever have a problem where your kid is just really, really upset beyond what would be expected, or just really isn't able to, calm down, we will always reach out to you. We will walk out into the office and we will call you. So we expect crying for a few minutes. That's typical. But we do expect that after the first few weeks that crying does slow down or stop. So we find some kids don't cry at all. Some kids cry the first day or two. Some kids cry the first couple weeks, depending on how many days they come. But it's all normal, and especially for children that haven't ever been to school.
Yes.
We are ready. We have extra hands on deck, and we have lots of tricks up our sleeve that we use, and we usually are really successful. Okay? The next thing that you might see is the supply list. So this year, like last year, we do not want backpacks. I know kids kind of associate backpacks with school sometimes, but we do not want backpacks here. And there's a few reasons for that, but one of the biggest reasons is limiting items from home due to COVID. Another reason is space-wise, the backpacks kind of get built up. And the last reason is they typically forget them, and then they get stuck here, and then they're at home, and then you're having to come back to get it. But this supply list has 3 sections. The first section is just basically saying we really don't require supplies for our 2s and 3s. You can bring a few items, and we will always accept the items listed here, and we will always use them. The next section is only for potty trainers. So if your child is wearing underwears, skip this section. If they are wearing pull-ups or diapers, we prefer pull-ups because we prefer all of our children to be actively potty training. We want the Pampers one. No, we want the pull-ups ones.
Yeah, the ones that have the sides that you can undo.
Yes.
So we don't have to take all of their clothes off to change them.
And ideally, we hope that they don't have an accident, but when they do, it does make things a lot easier for us. If you already bought diapers or pull-ups to bring here, by all means send them. We will use them no matter what shape or form they are.
Yep.
Also, you don't need to go buy the biggest box they have. One small sleeve of them is probably just fine. Okay? With this past year, we actually had too many diapers and we ended up donating some. So you don't need to go buy the biggest thing that they have. And the wipes, any wipes are fine. But remember, this is only for kids that are potty training. The last section is our kindergarten prep section. This is only for kids that are in our kindergarten readiness program, also lovingly called kindergarten prep. If your child is in the 4-year-old class or the kindergarten readiness or kindergarten prep, so I should add that, the 4-year-old class as well. So if your child is going to be in kindergarten in fall of 2022, then you have to buy this list. And if you have hardship or any problems, we will get these items for you. So do not stress about these items. Please do not spend more than $15 on these items. Everything on this list should cost about $12. The bins are probably the most expensive item, which is around $5. All right. If there's something you can't find, let us know. We'll pick it up for you. No questions asked. Okay. All right. On to the fun stuff. Back to school ice cream night. We look forward to this every year. It's a fun night for families. You get to meet other families. You get to meet other kids. The kids get to meet their friends. They get to play outside if it's nice out. They get to play inside.
You get to see where their cubby is, which is a big deal for them to find their picture and their name.
Which brings up a good point. If you didn't post your picture on our Facebook page under the thread, try to do that, because we promise you if you post your picture there, we will have it hung before back to school night, which is very warming for children, and it makes them feel really comfortable and excited to see their picture up. But either way, their name will be up. For this event, when we send you this video link tonight, we are also going to send a link for you to sign up for this back to school night. The reason why we're doing a sign up is because of COVID-19. We don't want everybody to show up at the same time and then there'd be crowds. We actually are really going to try to do the entire event outside. So definitely try to sign up so that we don't have, large groups. Also, then you can come with the child's same age peers. So we'll have you sign up with the 3-year-old class if your child is in the 3-year-old class. Mm-hmm. So then they're not showing up with the 2-year-old class, for example. So this is a very fun night, something to look forward to. And the last one I'm going to speak about, and then I'm going to pass it to Miss Jess, is our Facebook page. This is the link right here. I also sent it in email so you don't have to type it. But this is a really, really excellent resource for parents, because we will post updates of what the kids are doing during the day. We will post what book we read, what the theme is. You can see your child in action. And also parents tend to like it because they reach out to other parents and say, hey, anyone recommend a good swimming class? Or hey, does anybody want to get together this weekend? So it's a really good community builder. If you don't have Facebook, please tell us, because we can always email you pictures, text you pictures, text you updates, etc.
All right, and still in your welcome packet, we have this, tell us about your child. This is really so we can get to know your child, what comforts them, what makes them feel good. There's if they speak English or they have a different language. And really important is your toilet process. So it helps us get to know if they're actively potty training, if they're potty trained, if they haven't started and you'd like us to start and you continue at home. Allergies is a big one on here also, food restrictions, and just some things that you may want us to know about your child. If they have a nickname, if they, what comforts them when they're sad, stuff like that. Next one up is you have a list of the days that we are not open. So all of our holidays, we follow North Colony's school schedule. So if they're closed, we're closed. Same for snow days. If North Colony delays 2 hours, we're not open. If they close, we close also. So this, I actually have already put all these dates in my calendar so that I know when we're not open. So it's really good to have, so you're not scrambling saying, oh no, I need a babysitter. And last but not least, we have the school release form. This release form is an important piece of paperwork to return. On this form, we ask that you put anybody that you feel may pick up your child throughout the year. So if you have to flip to the back, flip to the back. If you have to add a paper, we ask that you really, anybody you can think of that may have to pick up, put on this form, because if they're not on here, we will not release your child. And then we'll be having to call you, and just holds up the process a little bit longer. So anybody that you think of, we ask that you write on here.
So the only items in this packet that need to be returned to us are the two that Miss Jess just went over. The authorization for school release and the tell us about your child. You can bring them to back to school night. You can bring them on the first day of school if you're not coming to back to school night. Some parents actually sent them in the mail to us, and we already got them, which is fine. We ask you not to email them to us. It's easier for us to actually get the hard copies.
Yes.
So that's the welcome packet. The next thing on our list is our drop-off procedures. So we have all of our classes divided amongst 3 drop-offs and 3 pickups. The first drop-off is at 9:15, and then each drop-off is about a 10-minute difference. So we ask if your drop-off is 9:15 to come between 9:15 and 9:25, because the next drop-off is from 9:25 to 9:35.
Yep.
So we just want to make sure that we don't have, once again, a COVID group of people clustered outside spreading, possible anything, because there's just too many people out there. So if you can follow the schedule, it really helps keep things smoothly. But as much as we say that, those first couple of weeks of school, the line is going to be long, and it probably will take a little while, because we are just getting to know you guys. We are just kind of rolling out the school year, so the process gets much faster. By the second week, by the third week, you're flying out of here. So just be patient with us to drop off. But when you drop off, we will be doing all of our COVID procedures. This past preschool year, so from September to June, we had very fluid COVID procedures that we literally did not have one positive COVID case in our preschool, and we never had to close our preschool, not even one day. And we never had to quarantine anybody in our preschool. So we are going to continue what was working for us, which was you will do a daily adaptation with a volunteer or a teacher at the door. They will literally ask you each COVID question and about symptoms, and we really need you to, be honest with us and tell us the answers to those questions. We will do a temperature check, and we have changed the temperature to 100 degrees instead of 100.4. So if your child has a temperature of 100 degrees or more, we will discuss with you the protocol for that, but they will not be allowed in. We want to keep everybody safe, obviously. We will have them hand sanitize their hands outside the door before they come in the building, and we will be asking parents to let their child independently walk in the door, hang up their coat, and come into the classroom, which might seem like a big deal, especially for the littler ones, but you watch how well they'll do.
Yep.
They, after the first couple weeks, the parents are looking back like, aren't you going to say goodbye? Because they're so excited to come in here, be a big kid, hang up their coat, and get to class. We are going to allow parents to come in their child's first day of school. However, that will be a sign-up basis only. We'll only be allowing a couple parents in at a time, and those parents that come in will be required to go through the same temperatures, adaptation, everything that their children have to go through. So if you think your child is able to come in on their own, we encourage you to do that. But if you think, that they would prefer you to be there, or that you really just want to come in, that's fine. We will have some really adorable photo opportunities the first week of school outside for you to take pictures and kind of get those back to school pictures that we all want. I always get them for my kids. So don't feel like if you don't come in the building that you're going to miss out, because you're really not. But we want parents to feel comfortable, and we want to extend that olive branch to you. But it will have to be by sign up, which, once again, we will send you a link to sign up along with this video. So you will have 2 different links to sign up potentially. Parking is so we allow parents to park alongside our curb, in the parking spots that are right outside our building, and then in the ton of parking spots in the back.
Yep.
the only parents who are allowed to drop off at the curb are parents that are not coming in, dropping their child off in the outdoor line, getting in their car and leaving again. So if let's say you're 15 minutes early, we ask that you please don't park at the curb and wait 15 minutes. They're for parents that are going to be 1 or 2 minutes in and out. We also ask that parents only park along the curb and do not park on the other side. There's probably a better way to explain this, but basically, right out front of our door, there is a curb. And you'll see parents that will use that curb and line up on that curb. But if we have parents parked on that curb and then also on the other side of the street, not only is it not big enough for 2 cars to get by, but it's not safe. Because you have children that are trying to use the crosswalk, you have families that are trying to park. So we're really going to be strict on that this year, and ask you that you only use the curb or a parking spot. And please be mindful that there's going to be parents coming in and out, and we all need to be safe. We've never had a problem before, but we just want to be, upfront with you that that's how it works. And once again, the process gets very fast after the first couple weeks.
Yeah. So on the same lines as drop-off, we're going to do pickup. So pickup, again, the classes are in 10-minute windows. The first pickup's at 12:15?
It's either 12:05 or 12:15.
So again, a 10-minute window for pickup. We try to adhere to your pickup time. We understand everybody may get stuck in traffic or run a little bit behind, and that's okay. But if we can stick to your time slot as much as possible, that'd be great. Pickup is a little different because if we don't recognize who's picking up, we will ID. So the line may seem a little long at times, but the further we get into the school year, we usually can pick out grandma and grandpa out of the crowd and say, yep, we recognize you, we don't need your ID. So that goes back to, again, listing anybody you can on your pickup form. It'll make it go by that much faster. So be patient the first few weeks. Again, we don't allow parents in the building at pickup. We will bring your child out to the door and they will meet you right outside.
And not on our list, but we literally dismiss one child at a time.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that each child is going to the proper adult. And so if a parent is trying to come into the building, it actually becomes a safety concern because we're not watching who that child is going with when a parent is in the building, where it's much easier for us to do one at a time and make sure. I mean, we've never had a child leave the building or go with the wrong person, but it's because of these strict measures that we have.
Yep.
The door is always locked except for that drop-off time. When we do have the door unlocked for that drop-off time, but the teacher standing at the door during that drop-off time. Then the door is locked for the rest of the day, so you have to ring the bell. Let's say you come early or you need to drop something off, etc.
Yep.
Which wasn't on our list, so I wanted to make sure I posted that. I emailed everybody about the tuition policy. Our policy is that tuition is deducted 1 month early. So October tuition is actually going to be deducted in the next few days, which will be September 1st. I can't believe it's already September 1st. So tuition is done a month early. It's automatically debited from your account. If you're coming on a hardship or something, just let us know. We're not going to charge you a ton of late fees. We're not going to tell your kid they can't come to camp. We work with families. So just let us know if there's a hardship or something like that, and we'll work with you. We've been in a situation like that before, and we don't want any child missing preschool due to financial hardships. We know right now everybody's going through hard times, and our priority is to get these kids in the building, let them have their preschool experience.
Yes.
Because our tuition is debited a month early, we actually don't have any tuition due in June, which is a great month to not have tuition due because it's starting to be nice weather, and you have that extra, $100, $200 to,
go to the beach a
yes,
couple times.
right? Go on a little
Ice
mini
cream.
vacation. So that's another good point. But we do, as in our policy that everybody signed, we do require 30 days notice. So if you think this program is not a fit for your child for some reason, or if you're moving, you're not locked in to stay with us. We don't want any parent keeping their kid in our program if they're not happy. Of course, we think everyone's going to be happy, but so it's not a year commitment like some programs are. but we do ask for that 30 days notice, just so, hey, we can give your child a proper goodbye.
Yep.
We can make sure that it's a smooth transition for them. We can be preparing them. You can be preparing them. It gives us time to get the paperwork done, gives us time to get any refunds done that's needed, and it just really goes smoothly. So that's just our one thing about that. The next thing is our not so fun topic is COVID. We were all hoping that this year we would not have to have this COVID talk again, but in the past few weeks, locally, COVID has spread, and we really need to be vigilant once again, if not more vigilant, because of the Delta virus. Sometimes children aren't having temperatures, and temperature screens was our big kind of indicator, right? So we really need to make sure that we are doing our part and that you're doing your part, because if we're not going to catch every little thing, right? If your child has a little bit of a runny nose hiding behind a mask, we might not catch it until snack time, let's say, when they're eating. So we need you to be on team with us and help us to really keep those sick kids home. If your child's going to be out for more than 2 days, we ask you to notify us, because we really need to know if a child is sick enough to be out for 2 days with COVID. If your child's going to be out for 1 day, enjoy the day. You don't have to let us know. But if it's something that looks like it could be COVID related, we really need to know. Teachers that are vaccinated do not need to wear masks according to New York State. Okay, so we are following the New York State protocols. The children in our preschool program are not required to wear masks either. New York State does not require preschool children to wear masks. However, it is a parent's decision. Mm-hmm. So if you feel more comfortable with your child wearing a mask, we want you to put that mask on. We can't assure you that it will 100% be on them all day, because sometimes they do slide down, sometimes they take them off, and we're finding them. So always put your child's name in that mask and send them with it on, and we will do our best to try to make sure that they have it on. You will see some children will come in with masks and some won't. So we just want to be upfront about our mask policy. We have our kids in 3 separate classes, and they don't mingle, which means that if a child potentially could get the COVID virus in our 4-year-old class, it doesn't affect our 2-year-old class or our 3-year-old class, which really helps, God forbid there was a quarantine or any kind of exposure in our building. So the classes do not mingle, which is another thing that helps. Am I missing any COVID stuff? I feel like I could be.
I don't think really missing anything.
Okay. So I think we covered the not so fun topic.
Yes. Next we have parents in the building. So we are hoping that come the spring, maybe we can do some volunteer opportunities for our parents. We were able to do that last year, where we had some come in the spring for different things
outdoor.
We were doing, like we did field week or community helpers. It was nice for the parents to come in and see their child in action, but it's also good for the kids. They were very well adjusted to the program, so we didn't have any of that, oh, my mom's here, I gotta cling to my mom. Like,
right.
They really just went with their class. So we are hoping again in the spring that we can do that. Unfortunately, right now we can't, but hopefully we'll get there.
It's our job to try to keep your children as safe as possible and prevent the spread of COVID. And the less people in this building, the better. And let me tell you, we're not just eliminating parents. The landlord knows. Do not send a repair guy to this building. Do not send a real estate agent. Don't send anyone, because they're not coming in. We do not let anyone in this preschool building during the day. So we are doing our best to keep these children safe, and we appreciate your understanding with this, because this is not our typical program.
No.
Typically we have parents in for every event, every holiday. So this is not an easy decision for us to make. And springtime, hopefully, once we'll be outside and we can have the COVID numbers lower, hopefully, we'll have you all in and you guys can see what amazing job your kids are doing. The first day of school sign up, I think I kind of already touched on that, but I will be sending out a link if you want to come in on your child's first day. Some children's first day might be September 14th, some children's first day might be September 15th, some might be that Friday.
Yep.
So that Thursday there's no school, right?
Right.
Right. So so at some point that first week, If you want to come in, we'll sign that link. You might not come in until 10:15, depending on how many parents are signed up that day. So just be patient with us. But we will get you in if you wanted to come in.
That's when the child would come in, right? I don't think you're gonna do that. Or do they come in at the normal time?
The parent.
The child.
Well, children, so that's up to parents. So the children can come in if you want to come in that first day of school, your child's first day of school with them. You can drop your child off at the regular time and then come back, or you can just bring them with you when you are signed up to come. So, for example, if you're a 2-year-old parent, which is usually who we see the most of that want to come in, if your kid isn't coming to school until 9:35, but you got a 10:15 sign up time, what you'll probably do is just bring your child with you at 10:15 for their first day of school. Not to confuse you, but this really only affects people that plan to come in the building for drop off. All parents are welcome outside where we'll have, photo opportunities and stuff like that. Enough of the housekeeping. We are so excited for this school year.
Yes.
Miss Sarah, Miss Jess, myself have been here cleaning, decorating, setting up. We got some new fresh things to put out. The other teachers are going to be coming next week to help. And we are getting this place clean, organized, ready for your children to come with us. We think it's going to be a really great year.
Yes, we're so excited. We can't wait to meet them all. We have a lot of new faces, but of course we can't wait to see all of our returning faces from last year.
And our siblings. We have a lot of siblings coming from our. So the big siblings have now invited their little siblings to come, and we have 3 classes this year instead of 2, which is our first time ever having 3 classes.
Yes.
So it's just going to be a really exciting year, and we're really excited. We appreciate you choosing us for your preschool experience. We'll give you an opportunity to meet all the other teachers, which you're going to love, and feel free to reach us at any time.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for joining us.